Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another New World video. So we're finally in the home stretch. You know, New World is about to drop less than 24 hours. I wanted to make a video just, giving my top 3 tips and just some other conversation topics. Just while we wait. These are by no means the greatest top tips in the world. They're just kind of my top 3 that I would give a new player that's maybe watched a bunch of videos and it's just so much information to take in, or someone who's really prepared for it, but they may forget a few things. So for tip number 1, don't forget about your crafting. All right, don't neglect it. I know a lot of people are going to be rushing to try to get to 60. There's going to be a lot of people that are saving materials that they harvest for town board missions. But what you don't want to do is get to 60 and then have some of your crafting professions, especially like stone cutting and arcana, be level 30 or 40. That's just going to set you back. So, my suggestion is you don't have to spend all of your materials when you get back into town crafting, but definitely spend some of them. Passively try to do it as you level up. Don't let it just sit there and wait until you're level 60. You'll also be getting a little bit of XP from crafting, so it's not like you're wasting your time. For tip number 2, and I know this isn't for everyone, but turn on PvP specifically for your weapon XP. I know a lot of new players, whether this is your first MMO or a veteran and you just have a distaste for PvP, you actually get so much weapon XP for just participating in killing another player. You don't even have to get the kill. Someone in your group, I believe it's 1/3 of the damage. As long as one person in your group does that to the player that they're killing, you'll actually still get the weapon XP. So I highly recommend having it on, especially if you're going to be in a small group like 2 to 4 players. You may not be the most experienced in PvP, but the person that you're fighting may be in the same boat, and now you outnumber them. It's just free experience for your weapon, you get to have a little bit of faction pride, putting the enemy in the dirt. In worst case scenario, if you're complete dog water and you're just getting rolled, you can always go back to the town, turn it off, and then good to go. So for my last tip, I gotta say, it's less about in-game and more about IRL. It's pace yourself. I know a lot of us are going to be going super hard when the game drops, and there's people that are going to be playing 15 plus hours a day. Unless you really want to, you don't have to be one of those people, okay? Take your time. Make sure you're drinking water, eating meals every hour or so. Just get up, stretch for a couple of minutes. Actually get up to go use the bathroom too. Don't just use that Gatorade bottle next to you, you sick I'm just kidding. In all seriousness though, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're actually getting enough sleep. There is benefits to getting 60 early on, especially if you're going to be on a server or in a company that's really going to be focusing on war. PvP scaling stays the same as it was in the open beta, and it doesn't go back to more of the model that it was in closed beta. There's definitely that argument to being level 60 as soon as possible and really quickly. But at the same time, you got to think about it, where if you're not going to be playing across multiple servers, this is probably going to be the last time that you level from 1 to 60. We're not on a beta that you have 2 weeks to play or 4 days, so you want to get max level as fast as possible so you can maximize the time that you actually have to play and experience the content. Servers are going to be up. You're going to be able to play day after day, so enjoy it. I gotta give credit to AGS because they really did make a beautiful game. So in some other news, I'm actually starting a company with some friends. So if you're someone that's politically incorrect or you like memes, chilling with the boys, come check us out. We're gonna be going Marauders. We're gonna be playing on an NA East server. We're not playing on a server that's gonna have a ton of streamers on it, because we kind of want that organic feeling of, if you run into a large group of players, that's more than likely just a guild or a really coordinated group of people. It's not just a streamer running around with 40 of his fanboys making you feel like you're in a certain category on the hub. And that's not me taking any shots at any streamers or anything like that. I think it's great that they have those communities and that engagement and that support. But I think for a healthy PvP experience, you also want a server that is competitive in itself. You want that back and forth between territories. It's just not one-sided and one faction just rules over the server with an iron fist. A server like Valhalla really appeals to me just because I think that's going to be a very healthy PvP experience. But the queues that you're going to get logging in on that server, I don't think I would be able to deal with that. I know player base is going to go down eventually. The hype will decrease, and you're going to be left with what will be your core server population. But even then, man, I think Valhalla is always going to be popping and you're always going to have queues in that server. You know, so for me, I decided to take my company to a server that was in beta that is going to have those established communities, but also don't have that presence of huge streamers. So, you know, if you're playing solo right now or with a small group of friends, you want to go Marauders or you're undecided and you're going to be playing on NA East, you know, check us out. I'll have all the info pinned down in the comments below. You can jump in our Discord and we'll get you sorted out from there. So what are my plans for the launch? Am I going to be going super hard? You know, what am I doing? I personally, on the open beta, took my time playing the starting area. I had the idea in mind of making a company, so I really took my time and experienced everything that the starting area had to offer. When the servers go up, I am going to try to be in that first batch of people on, and I am going to be rushing the starting area. I've done my research on, you know, how to kind of speed run it. My goal is just to try to get the company made as fast as possible for everyone that's going to be in it. I want to be able to try to actively be recruiting that big surge of new players that are just coming in fresh. They haven't really put too much investment on it. You know, they don't have a company. Once I get the company made, I'm definitely going to be hitting the brakes a little bit. I'm not going to be one of those people that, you know, are going to be going super hard to try to get level 60 right away. I'm actually going to be focusing more on the gold making aspect of it. You know, I've played enough of, you know, new patches coming out inside of games and the release of games to know that gold making is usually at its best at the very start of, you know, a new expansion, a new game, because the market is going to be so unstable. You're going to be able to get away with selling what would be cheap items several weeks down the road for a good premium price, just because people are going to want that quick access. They're not going to have to go through farming the materials and making them themselves. So that's definitely going to be something that I'm going to be capitalizing on. I'm going to try to stay ahead of the curve though. The average level, usually around 3 to 5 levels ahead of that. Our goal is going to be, if the stars align for some reason to buy a territory, we'll capitalize on that. But we're not banking or, you know, getting our hopes up for that. I'm more geared towards going to war and actually winning a territory, which I know that's kind of contradicting myself because I'm not going to be rushing to 60 to be going to war right away. You're going to need gold to actually place the bet to go to war. And then if you win the war, you're going to need gold to upgrade your territory. You know, I'm not too worried about war. I got some strategies in the back of my mind. I myself, you know, I'm a seasoned PvPer. We got some really high-end PvPers inside of our company right now. We got a good mix, you know. We got some very successful gold makers. We got people who did PvE on a very high level. So after that, you know, I'm just going to be actively playing the game, you know, doing dungeons when I need to, the main storyline. I'm going to be spending the time though to gather and do my crafting and everything like that, making sure I go back for my town boards. But it's not going to be something where I'm trying to min-max every minute, every hour, making sure I'm back at the town board on the reset of 30 minutes. You know, I'm going to try to enjoy the game. So that's about it for me, guys. I'm super excited. I know you probably are if you're watching this too. If you made it to the end of the video, feel free to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell if you want to find your way back. As I said, if you're looking for a company, go ahead and check out the comments below. I'll have our Discord link. Last video, you know, it was kind of spur of the moment, but I actually like that outro, so we're going to go with it again. Just remember, the meta. I'll catch you in the next one.